Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther. In today's video we'll be learning how to cut this short bubu gown. How to cut short bubu gown. So first of all, you fold your fabric into four, fold it into four, and using your sleeve length, okay, so and mark out your starting line, and from there your starting line for the sleeve side, you go down by 1.5 inch for shoulder slant. From that shoulder slant, you mark your sleeve opening. For here I'm using 9.5 sleeve opening plus 1 inch for sewing. That will be 10.5. So I mark it. After that, I place my tape from that starting line and mark from the shoulder. That starting line will serve as your shoulder. Okay, so I mark from shoulder to waist and from waist to hip. For this bubu gown, we will not be using we will not be making use of bust measurement like for now. Okay, so I will also mark the same line, the shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip, and the length of the gown of the bubu. All right, so after doing all of this, I will use my straight ruler and connect the lines like you see me doing in this video. So I connected the waist measurement. This is the hip, and I also go down and mark the length of the gown. All right, so right now this line, the sleeve opening, will now serve as our bust measurement. Okay, will now serve as our bust measurement. All right, so now we'll be taking the neck measurement. So the neck measurement I'm working with, the width is 3.5 inches, the back I'm working with 1 inch, and the front neckline I'm also working with 3.5 by width by length. Okay, so width neckline is 3.5, length, front length is 3.5, and the back depth is 1 inch. So I connected the lines like so. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take the waist measurement. So I'll be dividing the waist measurement by 4 and mark it. Why I impute this waist measurement is because I don't want this to be big. So if you want it to be a little bit big, you can use your hip measurement for both waist and the hip. So but I'll be taking waist measurement. Okay, so I divided the waist measurement by 4, mark it, and I added 3 inch extra allowance for ease and for sewing allowance. So this is it. I mark the waist measurement divided by 4 plus extra 3 inches. I will use 1 inch for sewing and 2 inch for ease. So I will also go down to the hip and divide the hip measurement by 4, mark it, and add extra 3 inches as well. So I connected the line from the hip to the waist measurement that you see me doing in this video. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the bust. I divided the bust by 4 and add extra 3 inches. Okay, and connect the line like you see me doing. So now what we'll be doing is to, from that place, you go out by 1 inch and connect the sleeve to the line, to the waistline. Okay, to be able to get the curve properly. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing right now, to curve it properly, to get the sleeve curve properly. All right, so the next thing we are going to do right now, make sure you curve it very well. You can use your curve ruler or your free hand. That is why I go out by 1 inch to be able to get it with free hand. So what I'm going to do now is any measurement I have on the hip, so I will take it down to the length of the gown. All right, this is actually a short bubu, so the hip measurement and the length of the measurement will be the same. So I will connect the lines like you see me doing. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go up on that 1.5 inch that I come down for the shoulder slant. I will connect it to meet with the neck line like you see me doing. Right, I came down by 1.5 inch, so I connected it to meet with the neckline. Okay, so for shoulder slant. Okay, so this is it for the cutting. And again, please, when measuring the sleeve length, where you take your measurement from is the back of your neck. Okay, back of your neck, you place your tape at the back of your neck, the back of your neck. place it and measure it straight to where your sleeve will stop. That is how to take this type of bubu measurement. Okay, it's not the way you take the uh, regular shoulder measurement. Okay, so you place the tape on the back of your neck and take the tape down to where you want your sleeve to reach. So this bubu will have an inner pocket, so I notched where the inner pocket will start from. All right, this is what I just did now. So after that, I'll be removing the inner one so that I'll be able to cut out the front neckline, so that I'll be able to cut out the front neckline. Okay, so remember, your own might have pocket, or you might not like to put pocket on your own. So I trim out the neckline a little bit. Okay, so after this, I will open it up and remove the back, all right, to be able to cut the front neckline. Okay, so and you also, the neckline has a slit. Okay, after the neckline, you also slit it a little bit, all right, and please do well to measure it properly. Okay, so after arranging it properly like this, I will cut out the front neckline that I've already measured. So I use 3.5 for this the depth of this front neckline. Okay, if you notice, it has a slit, so I'll be going in by 3.5 for that slit. Okay, I'll be going in from the neckline, okay, to 3.5. You can also go in by 4 inch if you want, but I actually go in by 3.5 because after sewing it, I will use ½ inch to sew it, which will be automatically 4 inches for everything. So I go in by 3.5 and slit it like you see me doing. Slit it to that 3.5. Okay, so after slitting it, you remove the front one and bring out another pieces to cut out the front facing. So I folded my fabric into two pieces that I'll be using for the facing. I folded it into two like you see me doing. So I will fold it into two, making sure that I fold the one that will be enough for me. It should not be that big. Okay, so just watch what I'm doing. Fold it into two and place the front on it. Place the front on it, okay, like you see me doing. Make sure you arrange it to align. Okay, the front should align and the place that I slit should also align for where you fold, and trim out the neck line like you see me doing. Okay, trim it out and cut the shoulder a little bit, like 3 to 4 inches down, before you now come down and cut it out, maybe 3 to 4 inches from the 3.5 inch that you slit, from where that 3.5 inch stop that you slit. Okay, so this is it. You can slit the facing also and sew, or you can leave it like that after sewing before you slit, but for me, I like sewing before I slit. Okay, I like sewing my own before slitting it. So what I'm going to do right now is to open up the front and place the facing and sew it around. Okay, this is it. We have come to the end of this class, guys. Don't forget to ask question where you don't understand. Bye.